Hey guys, so now we're on to lesson 3. We're going to solve 1- and 2-step equations. We have all the basics, we got this, right? So when I say solve, we're no longer substituting, we're not evaluating, we're trying to find an answer. So we're dealing with equations, and equations have equal signs in them, okay? So we're making it a little more restrictive. When I say solve, you have to get the variable by itself by undoing the math. That's what we mean by solve. So let's think that way. So the variable, that letter, we want to know what that letter actually represents. What number is really where that letter is, right? What can we put into this x? What can we substitute in that will make this equation true? Okay. So we're first looking at 1- and 2-step equations with addition and subtraction. I know I spelled subtraction wrong. Sorry, I'll fix it, okay? Just not for this video because I'm in a hurry. Sorry. Okay, x plus 4 equals 12. I want to get x by itself, so I want to get rid of the 4, not the 12. The 12 is hanging out by itself, he's fine. That 4 is harassing my x, and I need to make it go away. So to get rid of a plus 4, what's the inverse operation? Oh, subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. When I do that, my 4's cancel, so I'm left with x, and 12 minus 4 is 8. Remember, whatever you have to do to one side, you must do it to the other side. You cannot do willy-nilly. If I give a cookie to one person, I got to give a cookie to the other person. I can't just randomly give cookies to people. That makes everybody angry, okay? On this next one, 3 equals x plus 8. 3 doesn't matter. It's what's with the x, right? The 8 is with the x, so I need to make that 8 go away. That's a plus 8, so I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides, make everybody happy, do the same thing to both. So on my left-hand side, 3 minus 8 is negative 5, but on the right-hand side, the 8's cancel, I get x by itself. That's what I want. I'm done. X is by itself. I know what x is equal to. Doesn't matter which side it's on, I know x is equal to negative 5. On this next one, I'm going to subtract the 13 from both sides. I want to get x by itself, so I want to get rid of what's with the x. Get rid of the 13. Don't worry about the 3. I subtract to make it cancel, so 13 minus 13 is 0, so that cancels out. And I'm left with x is negative 10. 3 minus 13 is negative 10. On the last one, I have 3 equals negative 7 plus x. I want to get x by itself, so I've got to get rid of that negative 7. Well, that's like a minus, right? Negative 7. So what am I going to do to both sides? I'm going to add, right? I'm going to add the 7 to make the 7's cancel out, so I have x by itself. 3 plus 7 is 10. My 7's cancel out, and that gives me x alone. So I'm done. Once I have x alone on one side, I'm done, okay? So now let's look at 2-step equations, okay, with multiplication, or 1-step equations with multiplication and division. So with addition and subtraction, you do the opposite, right? If it's adding, I subtract to make it go away. If it's subtraction, I add to make it go away. Same with multiplication and division. If I'm multiplying, I divide to make it go away. Or if I'm dividing, I multiply to make it go away. Huh? Okay, let me show you. So I've got 7 times x equals 21. When the 7 is next to a variable like that and they're right next to each other, that means I'm multiplying. Okay, there's no plus or minus sign between the 7 and the x. That's multiplication. Okay. The inverse of multiplication, the opposite, is division. Okay, math people don't like the word opposite, but it makes inverse is a harder word. We don't all know that word. So I'm going to use opposite interchangeably, okay? So I'm going to divide, right? If I'm multiplying in the equation to make that 7 go away, I divide. So when I divide both sides by 7, the 7 goes away on the left. I'm left with x, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. Oh, right? The same over here. I want to get rid of that negative 2. Negative 2 times x, so I'm going to divide, do the opposite. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. So on the right-hand side, I get negative 8 because a positive divided by a negative is a negative. And then a negative 2 divided by negative 2 cancels. So now I have x by itself. I'm done. Yay! Okay. Next one is x divided by 3. I have x. Okay, so I'm going to do the opposite. If I'm dividing in the equation, if I'm dividing in the equation, then I'm going to do the inverse operation, the opposite, which is multiply. Not by 8. 8 doesn't bother me. It's the 3 I need to get rid of. Whatever's with the x is what I need to get rid of. So literally take your hand, put on your paper, cover up that 8. Only look at the side with the x on it. That'll tell you which number to get rid of. Okay? So I'm going to multiply both sides by right? The left-hand side, 3 times 8 is 24. The right-hand side, those 3's are going to cancel out. I'm left with x. So I'm done. I have x by itself. I have a number on the other side. I am completely done. X is 24. And if I substitute 24 back into this equation, 24 divided by 3 is 8. Therefore, I know that 24 is the only value that x can be. Okay. On the next one, I'm going to multiply by 2 because I have x divided by 2. The opposite of division is multiplication. The inverse operation is division, or is multiplication. Of division is multiplication. So I'm going to now multiply both sides by 2. That cancels out on the left. I'm left with x. And then on the right, negative 7 times 2. A negative times a positive is a negative. Okay? Now, ready to step it up? We're going to do two-step equations. Two-step equations. You undo addition and subtraction first. Then you undo the multiplication and division. Okay? Just the way you do it, it's easier. Trust me. You don't want to don't make it harder than it has to be. You always undo addition and subtraction first. Okay? Sometimes there's a little bit of a difference, but we're not going into that today. We're not going to do the exception to the rule. So, excuse me. I've even had my coffee. So I have 2x plus 4 equals 28. I'm going to undo the addition. To do that, I do the inverse. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. So now I've got 2x equals 24. Now I want to get rid of that 2 because I need to get x by itself. I'm still not alone, still not done. So I'm going to divide by 2 because I want x by itself. And I'm going to end up with, where'd it go? Oh, whoops. It's down here at the very bottom. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. There we go. You guys, I don't think can see it on the recorded screen. So let me move my screen down a little bit. Oh, it's hard to see it. But it says x equals 12, okay? So if you write that on your thing, I didn't realize that my recording screen was going to be so small, the way this is set up. So it's x equals 12. It's not quite showing the recording. Oh, well, sorry, and now I'm doing all this, so hold on, let me go back. Okay, so now let's look at the other one. I have x divided by 7 minus 3 equals 6. So I'm going to undo addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides, right? Because I want to get that x by itself. I get rid of that 3. It's hanging out by itself over here. And I'm going to do that to both sides. So now I have x divided by 7 equals 9 because 6 plus 3 is 9. X divided by 7, so that's division. The inverse of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. Right? So now the 7's cancel and I'm left, oh, I did it again. Your answer is x equals 63. Okay? I'm not going to go back and fix this. So the answer to this one is x equals 63. So you're going to have to write that one down. Okay? All right, let's check this next one. What am I going to do first? Subtract 8, right? I undo addition and subtraction first. So now I've got 6x is equal to negative 6. I want to get the x by itself, so I'm going to divide by a 6. And I end up with, and again, it's on the bottom. 6, the 6 is canceled, so I'm left with x. So x equals negative 6 divided by 6 is negative 1. So x equals negative 1. So that's what you're going to write on your paper. Okay? You know what? Let me fix this a little bit. Hold on a second. Here we go. So I'm going to fix this so you can see it, hopefully, on your screen when I pull it back up. So that you have this. Hold on a sec. I got to get in the right spot. Oh, that was not what I wanted. There we go. All right, so now let's try this. Again, okay. There we go. Now you can see the answers, kind of. Okay? So in this next one, I have negative 8 plus x divided by negative 2 equals 5. I'm going to undo my addition and subtraction first. I have that negative 8 by itself. It's not touching the x at all. That's the easiest one to get rid of. A negative 8, that's like a minus, so I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So now I've got x divided by negative 2 equals 5. So I'm going to multiply on both sides by negative 2. Because remember, this is a negative. Oh, where's my cursor? Oh my goodness, there it is. Negative 2 is right here. So I want to make that go away. So now I've got x equals negative 10. Okay? If you guys have any questions at all, you can ask me now. You're going to go, you have a paper practice to do with this one. So you're going to do your paper practice, turn it in, get your mastery check, and move on to the next. Nice job, guys.